We're here at Munich Central train station where thousands of refugees arrive every day, and from here their journey continues. And we want to speak to one of the volunteers, and the volunteers here are making a great effort in welcoming and helping these refugees. Can you explain me what you are doing here?
Well, as volunteers, we mainly help on the first relief. That means that we give out food and drink here. We try to support the officials, for instance, by the medical screening that we channel the people through, try to explain to them what's happening. We've got multiple locations by now where we give out the food there as well, give out clothing. Lots of people who don't come with the right clothing for the weather here have lost their baggage on the way, obviously. So we try to help there as much as possible, and of course with higher numbers and the necessity to build up capacities, we've had volunteer teams working there, building up beds. But altogether, I mean, we are quite a big team. I mean, yesterday within 24 hours we had a bit over 1,000 volunteers working the different shifts by our 6 locations.
Is it surprising how big the support or how big the amount of volunteers are?
Yeah, well, the exact amount I'm a bit surprised about, I must say. We did expect some support and that people help, because we've had quite a long debate in Munich in the last about 3/4 of a year about migration, about the Dublin system. Of course, we all know the pictures from the Mediterranean with hundreds to thousands of people drowning there. So yes, we were expecting support, but the sheer amount of thousands of people wanting to go hands-on and help. The sheer amount of donations, and we say no more donations here, please, because we can't process them, is really fantastic.
Why are you doing what you're doing?
Well, I mean, I've had lots to do with migration, and actually then reading on Facebook mainly that people were coming down here, that the first trains that people weren't supplied very well with food and drink. People were very thirsty. It was a hot day when the first trains came. Yeah, so I just spontaneously came down here, that's 2 weeks ago, okay. With drink and food, and I've been working here ever since.
Okay, and where did you came down from?
Well, actually I left my office. I left at 11 o'clock, I went early. And last week my boss just said, okay, stay here, do a job there, you don't have to come into work.
Okay. So I'm also interested in which role that the civic society and the individuals and the citizens of a society can play in such a situation.
Yesterday I here publicly announced to the media that we needed bedding for the night. By the time I was actually over at the collection station in the bus about half an hour later, there was already a huge pile there. People were coming, cycling by and just bringing lilos, bringing sort of ad hoc mattresses and things like that. So that is one role they can definitely play. Of course, it's very important. We're a democracy, so I mean, everybody who wants to do relief work and thinks this is an important thing, of course, you can be part of a democratic debate about it, how, that we need a more fair and humane system within the European Union of distributing the people and accepting them. But of course, what is very important as well, if we want to turn refugees into new citizens of, Germany, Munich, or the European Union as large, there are lots of different small steps where people can bring in their specific possibilities, like for instance language skills or legal skills or pedagogic skills as well. We have minors here, we have families here. Of course, they're always glad if they get help. So actually we want to focus a bit on the long and middle term projects as well.
And what is your experience of the reaction from the refugees that you meet?
Well, lots of people when they first come here are a bit unsure what's going to happen to them. I mean, they've had a very long, strenuous and obviously very dangerous flight behind them and come out of situations. I mean, nobody leaves their home because they fancy to, they're not on holiday. They have good reasons to come here. So, of course, they have their psychological baggage there. And as well, I must say, they're quite strong personalities quite often. So at multiple situations, we have seen over the days again and again that lots of refugees actually come and want to help. So, for instance, when we've been building up new capacities in the ad hoc accommodations for sleeping, we've had especially young men coming along and say, I want to help construct beds. Here constantly, whenever we are cleaning, always a few people say, can we have gloves please, can we help you clean? We have people actually in the accommodations volunteering as well, and sort of saying we want to help the volunteers and giving out food, for instance. Yeah, but so that's a big aspect as well.
Nice.